Hello, everyone. It's me, Gregory, the Dragon King, and welcome to the Dragon's Den. Today, I have three stories. One is discussing pay. The other one is talking about fair treatment and non-discrimination. And then the last one is about being a mule for the drug cartel. All right, so let's get into it. These gonna be quick because I gotta cook dinner and get some things going. So the first story is from our queen, the lady that we know from the Parkers, her Netflix special, her residency at the Sahara in Las Vegas. We talking about none other than Monique, right? Monique. She fought hard to give respect all of her career. We know about the issue she had with Tyler Perry and what's the other gentleman? I can't even think of it right now, but it was that gentleman, Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey. But you know that situation was settled at least by one of the party. But now Monique is talking about getting her money and getting what's due to her, right? As we all should. If you put in the work for something, you want to get paid for it, right? As you should get paid for it. So, this, what we're going to discuss here is from Love B. Scott. Always got to, shout out the right people where you're getting this, shout out your sources and, giving them credit. This story came from lovebscott.com. And the story reads, Monique speaks out against unpaid royalties in the Parkers deal, right? There's a video, and I'm going to put the link to that, her Twitter page, and all of that she's doing, and everything that you will be able to find on Love B. Scott. So it says, Monique speaks out against unpaid royalties in the Parkers deal, right? Okay, it says, Monique is sending a public message to CBS and calling on the company to fairly compensate her and former co-star Countess Vaughn, who played her daughter, right? Who played her daughter Kim on the Parkers, right? So the story says the actress filed a lawsuit against Paramount and CBS for unpaid royalties from her popular sitcom The Parkers. The breach of contract lawsuit alleges the defendants artificially depressed the show's profitability to retain millions that would otherwise be contractually due to Monique's production company. Now Monique is breaking down the numbers, and if you, I'm gonna put the link to all of it, and you can see how she breaks all that down, and her husband assists her. And we're gonna get into some comments that was made about her husband too, which I necessarily don't appreciate, and nobody who believes in marriage, regardless of what it looks like, especially if the spouse is there to support them, should agree to either. But anyway, the actress filed a lawsuit against Paramount, as I said. Now Monique is breaking down the numbers in a message on social media. Monique, in the message shared on social, Monique and her husband alleged that the Parkers cost $70 million to produce and made $700 million over the years. So that's a long time. But she's being told the series is more than $1 billion in debt. Don't pay us any more, but don't pay us any less. And that's her response to it all, right? So there's a tweet by this gentleman, by me at MEFEATER, me feeder. He says in the post, pay people what they are owed. Monique calls on CBS to accurately pay her and former co-star Countess Vaughn for their time on the hit show The Parkers. Don't pay us any more, but don't pay us any less. And Monique makes that sentiment, and I will link all of that. So here are my thoughts on that, right? People have clowned Monique for saying that she was not being a good little black girl. Being a one that is acceptable of everything, and one that should be proud to even be around. And it started with the whole Netflix thing. Actually, it started before that. Started with the promotion of Precious and Lee Daniels, that's his name. The gentleman that she eventually made up with. Lee Daniels, Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry. And so it started with that, when her trying to say she was blackballed and all of that. And a lot of that was proven to be true, whether you believe it or not. So now it was the Netflix special. The Netflix says that, we know you're an icon, but we're going to pay you like you just started 2 years ago. So that's another issue. But so she has basically fought for what's right, fought for what she believed was hers, and rightfully so. Who's not going to do that? Everybody who has any common sense is going to fight for what they believe to be theirs, especially if they worked hard for it. So, and her husband is actually breaking down the part where it talks about how much the park has cost to produce and the money that it's made. I think over 20 years or something, right? So I'm quite sure that, they say they're $1 million in debt. The show was, the production, the series. I don't know much about that end of it, you know what I'm saying? And most people don't. But you can just imagine if it's being played. I know once it went off the air, it was consistently being played on BET and on all the reruns and all these places at nighttime and on cable, and people had it playing on YouTube and stuff like that. So I can guarantee you that it may, what they're saying about it being in debt is more than likely not true. You know what I'm saying? That's what these actors are fighting for. That's what a lot of people have been fighting for. Not just the beginning of this strike, but probably many other times, just didn't know. But now that we know how streaming works, we know how, get a better understanding how the business works, and that's due to people like Monique, whether you support her or not. This is just a telltale sign of, once again, a black woman is being cheated out of money. Now, some of you are probably saying, well, why don't she just be quiet? She don't need to be quiet. Again, she's fighting for what's hers. She's fighting for what's right. We often talk about we want people to fight for what's right, but when we do, there's all these exceptions. There's all these restrictions. No. Either you're gonna fight for what's right all the time, or you're not gonna fight at all. I use this as an example. Same thing with Just Hilarious. Either you're going to protect black women all the time, or you're not going to protect them at all. That's just how it is. You can't pick and choose when the flame is in you to protect black women from racism and discrimination. But when somebody outside the race call another black person, i.e. Spice, when Erica Mena called Spice, the blue primate, all of a sudden you on the side of not the black woman. You can't have it that way. You can't be on that platform. You can't be on that pedestal, and then you offer it when you think it's going to sustain relationships. It don't work that way. So with Monique, I appreciate what she's doing, and I wish I had somebody in my corner like Monique fighting for me. Now, in regards to her husband, there was a comment made on Twitter. I don't know by who. I can't pick up the gentleman's name. I'm reading this doing this like a journalist would do this stuff, right? And so he basically said that why is Monique's pimp, i.e. her i.e. her husband, always in her videos? Now, it has been said in the past that he has controlled and hurt her career. He controlled her career and hurt her career at the same time by demanding certain things. You have a husband. You have a black man. You have a man who is interested in protecting his wife at all times. He's not picking when he needs to protect her and when he don't. He's protecting her at all times. The African American culture is always talking about where the black men protecting the black women. Where you have a husband, a black man who's the husband of Monique, the woman we love, the auntie, the sister girl, whatever you want to call it. He's protecting her. He's her husband. He's a black man that is protecting his queen. We hear it all day long. That's all y'all talk about. But when a black man is doing it, but he ain't doing it the way y'all don't want him to do, all of a sudden it's problematic. No, it ain't problematic. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. Had he not been in the video, then it would be, well, where is he at now? Why is he not protecting her now? So y'all can't have it both ways. He's going to protect her, and that's what he should be doing, period. So that's how I feel about it. And I think that we get caught up in what a black man supposed to be doing for his queen versus what he ain't supposed to be doing. You know, everybody said Monique should be speaking for herself, but when she does, the next thing will be, well, where's the husband that's supposed to be helping her and being her in her corner? You know, why should any woman or any person, man or otherwise, go through something like this by themselves? Why can't they have their significant another? According to the Bible and what your marriage vows say is, in sickness and health, death do us part, and let no and let what we've let what we brought together, no man will put asunder, or whatever that, however that is. That's what's happening here, and y'all still don't appreciate it. So anyway, Monique, if you probably won't see this, but go for it. Do what you got to do. Get your money, get your bag, and as far as your husband, be in your corner all day, every video, whatever you're doing. You know what I'm saying? He's right there to support you. And your marriage is not anybody else's. It's not mine. If I was married, it's not nobody else's. It's your marriage. You know what you and your husband mean to each other. So let's just keep it moving and keep it 100. So Monique, get your money, get your money, get your money. So that story is concluded. Our next story is, speaking of just hilarious, we got another story involving discrimination. It's involving not feeling like you fit in, not feeling like, I didn't read the gist of this. I didn't read all of the story, and I'm unprepared in that way. But I'm gonna give you the gist of what I believe is going, and what I've seen. I didn't read the whole story. I just I'm giving y'all the gist of it. So basically, Angelica Ross is a trans woman, black trans woman, and she was on the show, produced, directed, and written by American Horror Story. What's his name? Hold on one second. Ryan Murphy. And there's another Ryan Murphy issue involving her as well. That's not a necessarily positive story. Well, anyway, Angelica Ross alleges Emma Roberts, we know who she is, made transphobic comments on American Horror Story set, and this was the source for this story is LGBTQNation.com. That's LGBTQNation.com, and this story was done by John Russell. And it basically says, she also says she's complained about a crew member's racist T-shirts, but was told there was nothing anyone could do. You have a crew member on set, and you're told that there's nothing you can do about it. So basically, she's talking about the transphobic behavior that took place. She's saying that American Horror Story 1984, in one clip from the feed posted in X Wednesday, Ross described the moment on set when Roberts jokingly complained to a crew member who both have speculated like AHS 19 and executive producer John Gray about Ross being mean to her. John is like, okay, ladies, that's enough. Let's go back to work. Ross recalled, and she then looks at me. She goes, don't you mean lady? So basically, if this is all alleged, let's just go with that as well, because these are stories of one person's account of what happened. We don't know if it's true or not, but considering what we've seen out here in the public, there's a good chance that it is, right? But again, we have to say alleged, right? So this is no surprise. I think Angelica was assuming that, we're in a certain era. People have learned, they've changed, they've evolved. No, we're nowhere near it. It sounds good, it looks good, but we're nowhere near that. And she probably thought that this is not going to happen. Ryan Murphy is seemingly of the LGBTQIA plus community. I said seemingly because you never know what people are actually doing, and some people are using the community to get ahead. But I believe that he is a part of the community. But my point is, she's had to be careful. You know what I'm saying? She, Angelica, did the gig, just to kind of get her name out there, just to kind of help establish, because she wasn't the first to do what she does as a trans woman, to establish a footprint. establish a credible footprint once again. And don't looking back at it now, she now knows that all of that may have been in vain, not necessarily for her career, but for change to take place in Hollywood. Because people, it wasn't that long ago when this was done, when this show was filmed, and it was just going through what it was going through, changes, evolving, and things like that. Now, Angelica Ross, as I mentioned, she's very familiar with Just Hilarious. About 2 months ago, when there was a transgender person, which I spoke about in a previous video, where it's titled "Just is the mess, and not hilarious." I mentioned Angelica Ross. Angelica Ross had made some threats to Jess after Jess had went on this rant about what's a real woman and what's not. I'm not going to debate what all. I've already spoke on it. You know what I'm saying? I agree with a lot of what she said. A lot of it I didn't disagree. I did not agree with. Okay, so Angelica Ross said something to the effect that she's going to be read, but in a different way. A lot of people saw that as some type of physical threat. That's not what a lot of people knew that it was. There's ways to say everything, and some things are obvious, some things are not. But long story short, she is not immune. Angelica Ross is not immune to calling out a lot of things. Is it always on point? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Is it always something that needs to be fought? That depends on what you believe and what your passions and compassions are. And I think a lot of times people have the wrong understanding about words, and some people, and I'm not saying Jess is not intelligent, but I'm saying sometimes we live in a world with social media. Everything is a read, everything is a mic drop, and some things that just go above your head. It means nothing negative, but you may not be as profound with language and how to use words. You may think it's something totally obvious. And so, some would argue Angelica should have made it clear to Jess, but whatever. But my point is, Angelica is just basically saying, hey, this has happened to me. Why did it wait so long? I don't know. You would have to ask her that. You would have to be inside her head or a fly on the wall. But at any rate, this was something that affected her. Now, is she going to have a conversation with Emma Roberts or Ryan Murphy? Probably not. Maybe. She did make a couple of Instagram posts. She mentioned in the racist tweets, on the racist T-shirts, she tweeted that. And she tells Ryan Murphy, I believe she's telling Ryan Murphy, and I got this off of LGBTQ Nation. If you guys want to look at it, I'll put the link in the description box. It says, you got me blocked a long time ago, but you will see this. You are responsible for everything that happened on that set. You pretend to care, but you let SHIT like this happen. You better release an apology letter ASAP, because we are not watching AHS American Horror Story. They definitely ain't watching this season with Kim Kardashian on it. I don't know who gonna actually watch it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if you're in a drunken stupor or high as fuck. But, nobody's watching to see Kim. We don't know what they're watching for. But it definitely won't be to see Kim Kardashian. Some of her fans possibly. But long story short, this is unfortunate. She's calling out Ryan Murphy. She's calling out a lot of folks. And it says here she was also misgendered on the set of American Horror Story 1984. And alleged that her off-screen behavior created a hostile work environment for cast and crew. So she's saying that that Emma Roberts, I believe that's what she's saying, created a hostile working environment off the set and on the set. So it's getting pretty crazy. It's definitely getting pretty crazy. There's another story too that I'll link. I'm not going to discuss it too much here, but basically, Angelica Ross had pitched a all-black, I guess, season of American Horror Story, all-black cast. I guess Ryan Murphy was trying to hear the pitch, but then all of a sudden he ghosted her. I'll try and link that too if I can find it. Or, matter of fact, it's all going to be an LGBTQ nation. So thank you, John Russell, for doing that story, because more people need to know about it. So we're going to get into the last story of the day. But my thoughts on this is, you know, if this is a battle she believes that needs to be fought, then you fight it. If not, you let it go. That's about it. But I wouldn't be surprised if any of this is going on. I mean, I know it's going on. I'm gay, but I know this shit is going on. So it is what it is. Okay, so the third story is about the drug cartel. A lot of people have seen the movies. A lot of people have seen the horror stories. We've heard about El Chapo and the rest of them and all those different people getting caught and what have you, right? But you really don't think of certain people being involved in the drug trade. So this story came from Z as in Zulu News Service. Z News Service, and it was the story is by Sam Alcock. I didn't make that up. The story is by Sam Alcock, Allcock, and it says in the shocking. Well, first of all, the title of the story says influencer arrested for allegedly laundering money for deadly drug cartel. This right here. Influencer arrested for allegedly laundering money for deadly drug cartel. It says, in the shocking turn of events, a prominent influencer has been apprehended on suspicion of money laundering on behalf of a notorious drug cartel, sending shockwaves through the digital realm. Right? The influencer in question, known by various aliases including CC, Julius Pino, Restrepo, Linda Caramello, and Linda R21, was taken into custody during a large-scale police operation aimed at dismantling the feared Clan del Golfo, currently holding the dubious title of Colombia's largest drug cartel. It is alleged that the 33-year-old influencer had a romantic relationship with Wilma Guerrero Torres, a figure purportedly pivotal in the cartel's intricate money laundering network. So basically, he was in charge of that. So it goes on to say she was arrested. Authorities assert that Pino led a lavish lifestyle funded by the ill-gotten gains from drug trafficking. I don't know if they Afro-Latino or Brazilian, Afro-Brazilian. I'm not quite sure, but the two individuals look black, and the two that are involved, I think they arrest might be the same woman. Look like it's two individuals. She might just be in a different outfit, but I'll let y'all be the judge when I let y'all ravish through the link and find out what's going on. It says, which she used to finance the prizes she offered online. Astonishingly, she possessed a fleet of over 80 brand new motorcycles utilized for motorcycle taxi services and turbo. Additionally, she was involved in the construction of opulent residences underprivileged areas of the same municipality, employing funds derived from drug trafficking to create a facade of legitimacy. So basically, she was laundering money, and she used all of this to make it happen. I mean, in this one picture, she got a smile on her face. I don't think it's anything to smile about. She in Colombia. Her ass is going to go to jail. I guarantee you the drug cartel is probably not going to let her, they're probably not going to come to her defense, because at this point she's a liability because she got caught. If she was doing extremely well for them, maybe they might just, get a lawyer from somewhere, a third-party lawyer, and show up. But right now it's looking like they're gonna let her ride in jail if she don't figure out something else. Hopefully she got her own lawyer. Hopefully she, the worry now is once they start putting them years on that ass, they might worry that she's going to snitch, and we already know what's gonna happen there. So yeah, that was a very interesting story, but I'm not gonna do a follow up on it, but it will be interesting to see how that all pans out, because she's a liability because she got caught. I don't know if she's from the country, if she's Afro-Colombian, whatever it is, but she's going to have to come up with some real defense money. She might even have to bribe somebody to get out of it, because I seriously doubt the cartel is going to expose themselves and while helping her get out of that legal situation. So hopefully she got something figured out. So those are all the stories that I'm doing today. I hope y'all enjoyed them. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. So in summary, we've got a young lady influencer, laundering money, allegedly. We've got Angelica Ross. She allegedly is claiming discrimination against Ryan Murphy as well as Emma Roberts from the American Horror Story set. And we also have Monique trying to get her bag. Continue to get her bag. So, y'all let me know what y'all think. This is Gregory. I'm the Dragon King, and thank you for coming to the Dragon's Den. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share, and do all of that. I appreciate it. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.